Hayes Larks baseball. It's Educators Night here at the ballpark, and it's our great pleasure to honor the area's many outstanding and dedicated educators, education staff, and administrators. Tonight's Rocky Mountain Baseball League contest is a wrap-up game of a three-game series featuring the Fort Collins, Colorado Foxes and your Hayes Larks. The Larks enter tonight's game at 25-7 on the season, and at 18-3 are in second place in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. Fort Collins is 5-17 overall, 5-16 in the RMBL. Free admission for tonight's game has been made possible through the generous sponsorship of the Hayes Convention and Visitors Bureau, the Downtown Hayes Development Corporation on the Ricks, and the Sternberg Museum of Natural History. We greatly appreciate these generous folks and their support of Hayes Larks baseball. And now let's meet tonight's starters for your Hayes Larks. Leading off and playing second base from Arizona Western College, number 4, Ben Firenze. Batting second from Ohio State University, the right fielder, and number 6, Hunter Rawson. Batting third, playing third base from Kansas City Community College, number 12, Parker Hutchinson. Tonight's A Street Liquor Beverage batter, batting fourth from Houston Baptist University, the first baseman, number 26, Tyler LaRue. Batting fifth, playing left field from the University of Tennessee, number 33, Dylan Dreiling. Batting sixth, the designated hitter from the University of Oklahoma, number 28, Cade Brown. Batting seventh, playing center field from Creighton University, number 1, Jack Tarosian. Batting eighth for the Larks, the shortstop from the University of Tennessee, number 3, Austin Jaslow. And batting ninth for the Larks, the catcher from Murray State, number 7, Brady Evans. Tonight, making the pitching start for the Larks, 1-0 in the season from the University of Texas at Arlington, number 32, Hunter Marshall. And ladies and gentlemen, in his 40th season with the Larks, please welcome the head coach, Mr. Frank Leo. Pitching coach is Keith Harper. Assistant coach is Andy Luton.
be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are
Saturday night baseball here in Hayes. It's Hunter Marshall on the bump for the Larks. Game 3 of a 3-game series against the Fort Collins Foxes. His first pitch is fouled off. It's been the coolest night so far of this series, but it's still 97 in Hayes. We've had triple digits in every game before this one. Larks helped out by pushing that start time back 30 minutes, allowed the sun to set a little bit more and cool off just a little bit. No balls, 2 strikes for Hunter Marshall and company here in the top half of the first inning against the leadoff men, Henry Fleckner, the shortstop, out of Tufts.
To the Larks Nest, courtesy of the Hayes Police Department.
Oh, 2 outside. We'll go 1 ball, 2 strikes. If Marshall can pitch as good as his warm-up song is, he's going to have a great day on the mound. Can't Tell Me Nothing by Kanye blasting over the speakers while he was throwing his warm-up pitches. Here in these real pitches, there's been 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's a tall on deck. Norson in the hole for the Foxes. Larks won yesterday and won the Friday game. They won big time yesterday, 20-3. Fly ball to the left side of the field. Had home run distance, but was foul. Larks have outscored Fort Collins in head-to-head matches, 31-10 this season. They're looking for their 5th sweep of the summer. They swept Boulder on the 4th through 5th. The Rough Riders on 15th through 17th. Cougars the 18th and 19th, those 3 in June. They've only had 1 sweep in July. It was the Outlaws last weekend, the 8th through the 10th. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Henry Fleckner. Marshall starts out with the day with a full count. Good attendance here at the ballpark on a scorcher. A couple fans setting up on the dike out in center field. But the grandstand here is packed with people. We're staying full counts. Marshall, a Keller, Texas native. 6-foot freshman out of the University of Texas at Arlington. One of 3 Mavericks on the roster for the Larks. And he will be just 2 of them that are heading back to Arlington in August. Hunter Ross, tonight's right fielder, spent the past year at UTA and is now an Ohio State commits. Marshall walks his 7th of the season. To start off the game, and there's a runner at first with nobody else. Marshall has given up a lot of hits this year. He's given up the most, actually. That is 26 hits allowed. He's now walked 7. But really, it really doesn't matter. It shows that it doesn't matter because he's worked out of every situation. He has a 0.76 ERA, and he's just been dominant. He's one of 13 Larks on the roster to appear on the bump and not pick up a loss. He's been very dominant. Guys get on base, but he makes sure they don't score. Just 2 earned runs this season through 23 2/3. Check over at first. He gets away from LaRue, but not far enough for Fleckner to advance. I think Marshall is the best pickoff attempt move on the Larks roster. It's worked for him a few times this season. Doesn't work here. It's all at the plate. He's a center fielder, batting seconds. The slider misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. In yesterday's contest, it was a 1-for-4 effort with a single. He scored a run. 10 hits yesterday for Fort Collins. All but one of them were singles. Ground ball chops up the middle really high. Ferenzi has to run in and wait on it for a while, so his only play is at first base where he gets a tall, but Fleckner moves into scoring position. Hayes had just 11 hits yesterday, but they still were able to put up 20 runs thanks to 8 walks, 3 hit-by pitches, and some errors. But when they got the guys on base, they made sure they scored. They only left 2 on yesterday. It was a good day for Dylan Dreiling. 6 RBIs, 5 RBIs from Jackson Halter. Each of those guys with the home run in yesterday's game. Halter with 2 of them. He's out of the lineup today, but Dylan Dreiling's in the lineup playing left field and batting 5th again. Pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike to Drew Norson out of Doane College. Fly ball to Dylan Dreiling. Doesn't have to move very much at all for it. Throws to Hutchison, but the runner's not tagging up. So it'll be a second out of the inning. That runner and Henry Fleckner stays at second base. Marshall 1-0 this season. This is his 8th appearance on the bump. His 6th starts. He's now tied with Ben Baker Livingston for the Larks lead in most starts. He threw 2 innings of relief in 2 non-league games against Great Bend and Boulder, 1 inning apiece. Since then, it's been all league action for him in all starts. That's another league game for the Larks, who are 18-3 in league play, sitting in second place, 1.5 back. As for Fort Collins, they are 5-17 on the season, 15-16 in league play, 7th place, 14.5 back. Your Larks coming to this game 25-7. Right now, Hunter Marshall's working with an 0-2 count after getting a swing and a miss out of Henry Jamison. 0-2 will be another swing and a miss. Marshall's will get his 27th strikeout of the season, allows a leadoff walk, but again, makes sure nobody scores, and will send us to the bottom of the first. We're scoreless at Larks Park. Bottom of inning number 1. Ben Ferenzi will lead things off for the Larks. Has spent time at the bottom of the order and is today going to be at the top of the order. Inside 1-1 counts. Ferenzi out of Melbourne, Australia. He's a 5'10 freshman at Arizona Western. This year against Fort Collins, Ben batting 3 of 11 with 2 runs scored and 3 runs driven in. Has a triple and a stolen base against Fort Collins as well. 1-2 counts. Rawson on deck. Hutchison in the hole. Delivery home. Bounces in front of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ferenzi gets the ball for the catcher, Irvin. Turner Jamison on the bump. He's out of Merrimack College. He's headed to Hawaii Pacific next year. He's got another Jamison standing at second base. It's Henry Jamison at second. Turner Jamison on the bump. Turner's pitch to Ferenzi. Grounded to the shortstop, and Ben will be the first out of the bottom of the first. 1 away, base is empty for Hunter Rawson, the newest member of the Ohio State baseball program.
Ohio State University, the right fielder, number 6, Hunter Rawson.
Rawson getting the start today in right field, has seen action in the infield and the outfield. Merrimack, a D1 school in Andover, Massachusetts. That's where Turner Jamison's at this year for Fort Collins. Get you his numbers in a second, but we're going to have back-to-back groundouts to Fleckner at shortstop. This year he's pitched at now 8 games, just his second starts. 19 2/3, 8 strikeouts, 6 walks. He's given up 17 hits though, and it's 27 hits, 17 earned runs. Has an ERA at 8.05 coming into this outing, and with a 1.74 WHIP. At Merrimack, Turner Jamison has hit, but no pitching stats listed from Merrimack. 2 away, base is empty for Palmer Hutchison, tonight's third baseman out of Kansas City, Kansas Community College. His ground ball goes to Frank Leo, the third base coach and head coach of the Larks. He makes a barehanded play on it. The Larks have won 9 of their last 10 games. They have won 8 straight league games, 9 of their last 10 league games. Last night they won their 6th series of the season. Today they're looking for their 5th sweep. They're 9-2 this month and have won 6 straight games at the ballpark, and are 15-2 right here at home. And like I said, I've won 6 in a row here in Hayes. 3-1 count for Palmer Hutchison this year against Fort Collins. 5 for 14 with 6 runs and 3 RBIs. In his career, he scored 8 runs against them, picked up 8 hits and driven in 6. He will get his 9th career hit against them, grounding a slow one up the middle. Henry Jamison dives for it, won't be able to make a play on it, and Palmer Hutchison gets us in the hit column.
Tonight's East Street Liquor Beverage batter, the first baseman from Houston Baptist University, number 26, Tyler LaRue.
Coming up to bat for the Larks is the cleanup man out of Houston Baptist. It's Tyler LaRue. First pitch to him, a breaking ball that misses outside, 1-0. Foxes are 0-7 the past 2 years at Larks Park, going 0-4 last year, 0-3 this, or 0-2 this year, so they're 0-6. Larks would like to make them 0-7. 1 ball, 1 strike here to LaRue. He has Dreiling on deck, Brown in the hole, and Palmer Hutchison at first base with 2 away. Turner Jamison from St. Simons Island, Georgia, graduated in 2018 and has spent past 4 years at Merrimack. He went to IMG Academy, a notable school in Florida. It's produced a lot of football and basketball talents. Not as much known for their baseball side of things, though. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away with a runner at first for LaRue. He's headed to Hawaii Pacific, a school in the capital city of Hawaii. So we'll have some gorgeous scenery when he's going to classes. It'll be his last year of eligibility. Taking his talents to the Aloha State, Turner Jamison is. He's going from D1 to the D2 level. Well struck ground ball, bounces to Jeffers at third base. Looked good off the bat. It was just right at the hot corner man. Hutchison will be left on the base path. Each team goes scoreless in the first inning. To the second we go. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. You're tuned into Larks Network. Top of inning number 2, Hunter Marshall back to the bump. Brendan Jordan will lead things off for the Fort Collins Foxes without their head coach. Isaac Weinberg had to head back to Colorado. Some family matters. Ty Bopp, his assistant coach, taking over the head coaching duties here in Hayes. Foul ball, no balls and a strike here to the left fielder out of Lock Haven University. Jordan in yesterday's contest was the 5-hole, and he went 1 for 4 and scored one of the 3 runs that Fort Collins was able to plate in yesterday's contest. Marshall works from the stretch. Pitch home, it's a called strike. Scoreboard here at Larks Park shows a 1-2 count. Galvan on deck, Irvin in the hole for the visiting Fort Collins, looking to avoid a sweep tonight. 1-2 from Marshall. He's already struck out 1 today, but this pitch will be made contact with. It's popped up softly to middle infield. Jaslove makes the catch on the run. Marshall is now retired 4 straight. Let's check out how the Larks line up defensively before we go to Cesar Galvan. Drowling getting the start in left again. Terosian in center, Rawson in right. LaRue at first, Frenzy at second. Then on the left side of the infield, Hutch in the hot corner, Jazz at short. Brady Evans behind the dish. Galvan late on the swing, can't even make contact with it. Goes down the count 0-1. Marshall currently 3rd on the team in strikeouts with 27. He's 2nd on the team in batters gotten out within 3 or less pitches. This is a unique stat category that we get thanks to Game Changer. He has the best strikeout per 9 innings rates of among pitchers with 19 innings pitched. Oh man, I was going to read some more numbers, but now we got to focus on Hunter Rawson. What a good diving catch. Cesar Galvan cranked that to right field. Rawson chased it, dives for it. That's a kid who didn't even play in the infield or in the outfield before he went to Weatherford. He was an infielder. They converted him into an infielder / outfielder. And he makes a beautiful diving catch out in deep left field. I'm not sure if our camera was wide enough to see it, but everybody that was able to witness it at the ballpark really liked what they saw. Got loud for Hunter Rawson, who gets us the second out of the second inning. Back to Hunter Marshall. He has the least earned runs among pitchers with 19 innings pitched, and has the best ERA among pitchers in that same qualifying category. He's the leader in strike percentage, first pitch strikes, first pitch strike percentage, and 0 walk innings. It's a guy who just does not like to throw balls. I mentioned that he's given up the second most hits on the team, but he's gone out of every situation. He's tied for the most runners left on base coming into this outing, and now broke it, leaving one on the base paths in the first inning. Ground ball up the middle will be the first of the day for the Fort Collins Foxes. Goes past a diving Ferenzi, each team with a single in the first 2 frames.
Courtesy runner at first base, number 46, Matthew Gall. Now batting for the Foxes, the third baseman, number 5, Connor Jeffers.
With this inning included, Marshall now tied it for in second place with Brady Rose behind Caden Hare for innings started with 2 up and 2 down. He's worked 4 1-2-3 innings on the mound. This won't be one of them, but he's looking to leave his second runner on base of the day. 2-away runner at first. 0-1 count for Connor Jeffers, the third baseman. Check over at first, a good attempt. LaRue had the ball not go into his glove. 2 for Hayes in the bottom half of this second inning. Dreiling, Brown, and Tarosian, 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Larks. Oh, one popped over the right side, goes off the high net. Shafford's the third baseman out of Northeast Nebraska Community College. He's a Denton, Texas native, facing up against the Keller, Texas native. 0-2 up the middle. Ferenzi grabs it and will tag second base himself. Marshall, 2 scoreless innings with 2 runners left on, 1 hit and a walk. Sends us to the bottom half of the second. We're scoreless at Larks Park. Bottom of the second. Dreiling will lead things off for the Larks. Hunter Marshall threw 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, no runs. I said that he left 2 on. He's only left 1 on.
The midfielder from the University of Tennessee, number 33, Dylan Dreiling.
Dreiling to the box. has been dominant really all year, but especially against Fort Collins has had their number. 8 of 11 against the Foxes with 5 runs, 7 runs driven in, 3 walks. His hits, a home run, 2 triples, and a double, along with 4 base hits. 0-2 count, him versus Turner Jamison. Larks looking for their 3rd straight win. And the sweep tonight, Jamison misses inside and low. 1-2. Jamison out of Merrimack, headed to Hawaii Pacific. 5'8" senior righty listed on Merrimack's roster as an infielder. Hasn't pitched for them, but threw a good first inning. 2 ground outs to Fleckner, 1 ground out to Jeffers. He allowed just 1 hit. It was a Hutchison single. Dreiling will be grounding out to the second baseman, Henry Jamison, for the first down of the 2nd inning. Is now 8 for 12 against Fort Collins.
Tonight's designated hitter from the University of Oklahoma, number 28, Kenny Brown.
One away for CB. Brown, tonight's DH, out of the University of Oklahoma. He'll line this one to left center field. Fleckner jumps forward, can't make a play on it. Cade Brown back in the hit column, gets us a 1-out single. Singles from Hutchison and Brown, the Larks' 2 hits of the day. Palmer Hutchison with that single in the first inning is now on a 11-game hitting streak. To Jack Terosian, the center fielder from Creighton University. He's an Omaha native. Spent a couple years at Hutch CC. Spent last summer in Derby playing for the Twins and is in Hayes this summer, so spent a lot of time between Nebraska and Kansas. One 0 counts, 1 away. Cade Brown at first base. Terosian sends this one to left field. Jordan will move under it and get the outs for the 2nd out of the inning. Jordan, the new left fielder today, after they had Dylan Hupfer in there in games 1 and 2. 2 away for Austin Jaslov with Brown at first base.
Tennessee, the shortstop, number 3, Austin Jaslov.
Jaslov this year against Fort Collins, 2 for 6 with the run scored. He's driven in 3 and walked once. 1-0 count to Jazz. Outfield playing back, with the exception of a tall in center field. One 0 home, Jazz skies it into the hot summer air. Moving under it from left field is Jordan. He makes the catch. Back-to-back flyouts go to him. Larks get another single in the day, but leave their 2nd runner on after their 2nd hits. To the 3rd we go, each team with a couple of goose eggs. Top of the third, Marshall back to the bump. His first pitch is a fastball that misses inside. 1-0 counts. Larks through the first 2 innings at the plate. 2 hits, no walks, no runs. They've left 2 on. As for the Fort Collins Foxes in the first 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk. They've left 1 on. Ground ball pulls LaRue away from first, but Hunter Marshall pulls out the wheels and heads to first base. Covers, and it's his first outs of the 3rd inning. He's now retired 3 straight, the most he's consecutively retired. That was Matt Oberlander, the DH, that just grounded out. He pitched against the Larks last night. In the start, Oberlander went 4 innings, gave up 6 hits and 6 earned runs. Ground ball in the 0-1 delivery, hit to Jaslov, who throws to first base in time for the 2nd outs. Now Marshall's retired 3 straight. I was looking at the Larks lineup card. The most Marshall's retired consecutively today is 5 between innings 1 and 2. 3 straight groundouts for Hunter Marshall and the Larks. 1 to LaRue, 1 to Jaslov, 1 to Ferenzi. Takes it to Tyler Attal here in the 3rd inning with 2 away and the bases empty. With that outs, he's now tied with Cade Hare for the team lead. An inning started with 2 up and 2 down. Marshall works one of the quickest tempos on the Larks. He's working a quick 3rd inning here and has fired in a quick strike already. Another ground ball goes to Jaslov, takes a couple steps and throws to first. 3 up, 3 down for Hunter Marshall in the 3rd inning. 2 grounded balls to Jaslov, 1 to LaRue. Takes us to the bottom half of the 3rd inning of action. Teams tied up at 0. Bottom of the 3rd, bottom of the order for the home team. Brady Evans to lead things off as a smoke going across the field from the grills behind the Larks concession stand. Doesn't affect him at all as he watches this one miss the zone. 1 ball, no strikes to the catcher. Headed to NSU in about a month. 1-0 to him, 2-0. Jamison threw 2 innings on the bump, 2 hits, no walks, no runs. He's left a runner on in each of the first 2 innings. Three straight balls to Evans. 3-0 counts. Evans this year against Fort Collins has only played in 1 game. It was a 1-for-3 effort for him. No runs, no RBIs, no walks. 3-0 home. Inside, he will pick up his first walk against Fort Collins of the season and be at first base. I imagine we will get a courtesy runner for him, and looks like it'll be Tanner Rice that'll run for the catcher. Ben.
Running for the Larks at first base from the University of Texas at Arlington, number 2, Tanner Rice.
It is Tanner Rice that will courtesy run for Evans after Brady picked up his 12th walk of the season. Ferenzi at the plate. He is 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to Henry Fleckner at the top of the order to start the Larks' bottom of the first. It's Tanner Rice's first game back at the ballpark after spending about a week in New Hampshire. He was one of 2 Larks that were away from Kansas. Leo Geminian just wrapping up the European Championships in Belgium this morning. 1-0 home. It'll miss his own. 2 balls, no strikes. 6 balls, no strikes so far this inning for Turner Jamison, and it makes Irvin want to have a chat with his pitcher. Ferenzi this year against Fort Collins, looking for hit number 4 against them. Ben in last night's contest was at the bottom of the order and went 1 for 2, scoring 2 times and driving in a trio of runs. Jumps him up 8 spots higher in the order today. Rice stays at first in the 2 delivery. It's the first strike of the 3rd inning for Jamison. Rawson on deck. Hutchison in the hole for Hayes. Rice is taking off on this pitch, and Ferenzi is swinging. Nice swing, but early on the contact. Pulls it foul. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner at first base in the bottom of the 3rd. Each team has been scoreless. Foxes have been outscored this year 206 to 119, 188 to 111 in league play. So far, they haven't given up a run as Turner Jamison strikes out his first of the day. Number 9 on the season through 21 1/3. A walk and a strikeout this inning. 1 away, runner at first for Hunter Rawson, who grounded out to the shortstop in the 1st inning. As for the Larks, they've done much better than Fort Collins. Have outscored their opponents 330 to 141. In league play, 234 to 88. The Larks have scored 124 more runs than Fort Collins and have given up 23 less runs in league play, scoring 46 more runs in league play. Oh, 1 count to Rawson. Will miss the zone. A ball and a strike. Rice took off earlier in this inning, but had to go back to second base after Ferenzi fouled it off. This year, Rice is 6 of 7 in stolen base attempts. Pitch number 3 of the at-bat misses inside 2 balls and a strike. Hutch on deck, LaRue in the hole for Hayes. Ross against Fort Collins this year, 2 of 10 with 2 runs scored. One of his hits a double, the other one a single. Last night, Rawson went 0 for 1 but picked up a walk and scored. He pinch hit for Austin Jaslove. Jaslove went 0 for 2, striking out twice, and saw a 10-game hitting streak come to an end. 3-1 hitters counts for the Ohio State Buckeye. The pitch is home. In the zone, 3-2. Full count for Rawson versus Turner Jamison. Rice is running. The ball is sent to shortstop. Thanks to Rice running. The double plays off the table, so it forces Fleckner to throw to first base. It's Rawson's second ground out to their shortstop. The Larks have their first runner in scoring position of the day. It comes with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Hutch to the plate. He started off with a single back in the first inning. It's the Larks first of the day. They followed up with a single from K to Brown in the second. Now a walk with Evans. Just those three guys have seen the base paths. Well, Rice has seen the base paths, but as a courtesy runner. First pitch to Hutchison. He fouls sky high over to the right side. 0-1 counts. Larks looking for win number 26. Fox is looking for win number 6. Oh, one grounded up the middle. Fleckner has seen a lot of action tonight at shortstop and will throw out his 4th runner of the day. Larks get another man on base but leave their 3rd on of the day. We are still scoreless through the first 3 frames here in Hayes. Each team will look to get on the scoreboard in the 4th inning as Hunter Marshall comes back to the bump. For Collins, half of the 4th in Hayes. The first pitch from Marshall will be outside, 1-0. Said we get you the defensive lineman earlier. We'll get it after this at bat, hopefully, assuming nothing crazy happens. If I remember, we'll do it. 1 ball, 1 strike to Drew Norson, who flew out to Dylan Dreiling in the first inning for the 2nd out of the ball game. 1-1 home from Marshall. It's sent to center field. And Jack Terosian will get, I got you the Larks defensive alignment earlier, but let's check it out one more time. Dreiling in left, Terosian center, Rossum right, LaRue at first, Ferenzi playing second, Jazz at short, Hutch in the hot corner, Evans behind the plates. 1 away, Marshall has now retired, 5 straight. Has had 4 of them be groundouts, and now a flyout. 1-0 count. It's hot here in Hayes, but Marshall's quick tempo has kept him from staying out in the heat long. As for a home plate umpire, Hunter Fitzpatrick, he's not really having to work quick innings and get to the dugout. He has to stay out on the field at all times, and you can see the sweat on his blue umpire uniform all the way up here. One and one count to Henry Jamison, the second baseman. His fly ball goes to right field. Rawson doesn't have too much trouble with it and gets Hunter Marshall his 6th straight out.
Now hitting the left fielder, number 27, Brendan Jordan.
Marshall with a hit, a walk, no runs, just 1 left on through 3 2/3. He's now in the team lead for innings started out with outs 1 and 2 from the first 2 batters. In the zone, called strike to Brennan Jordan, the left fielder. Out of Lock Haven, he's a Pennsylvania native. He swings and misses at his 0-1 delivery. Missed. Swinging above it. And goes 0-2 with the counts. Oh, 2 delivery from Marshall. Sends a slider home and misses outside. 1-2 the counts. 2 flyouts this inning. 1 to Terosian, 1 to Rossin. Marshall looking for his first strikeout of the 4th inning. He will get it on the 1-2 delivery. Catches Jordan looking. Gets his second strikeout of the day, number 28 this season. To the bottom of the 4th we go. LaRue, Dreiling, and Brown due up, looking to get on the scoreboard. Bottom of the 4th, the 4th batter in the order to lead things off for the Larks. It's Tyler LaRue out of Candalia, Texas. 0 for 1 of the day with a ground out to Jeffers in the 1st inning. His family made the trip from South Texas to catch him in action at the ballpark. Always cool when the fan makes the trip, gets to experience Larks Park for the first time. His dad, Jason, at the ballpark. He played for the Reds for 8 seasons, the Royals for 1, and the Cardinals for 3. His son Tyler, at the plate, was drafted by the Nationals in round 38 of the 2019 MLB draft. Obviously did not sign. 1-1 will be a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes to number 26. Dreiling on deck, Brown in the hole. Larks looking for their first run. Jamison, despite not pitching at all at college, has looked good through the first 3 innings. 2 hits, a walk. He's left 3 on. Hasn't seen a runner get past second base, and only 1 runner has gone to second base. 2-2 will miss the zone. 3-2. Turner Jamison on the bump has his brother Henry Jamison at second base. Turner at Merrimack, headed to Hawaii Pacific. Henry at Bates College. Both of them Georgia natives, but have gone elsewhere for school. 3-2 count for LaRue. getting the start at first base tonight after catching in yesterday's contest. Payoff pitch off speed, starts to go to first base, but will get called out on strikes. It is strikeout number 2 for Turner Jamison. It was looked a little bit outside. The Larks crowd certainly thought it was, but it'll force LaRue to be down on strikes on the payoff pitch. Jamison's now retired 4 in a row. 2 groundouts to Jaslov, to Flegner, not our shortstop, their shortstop, and 2 strikeouts. Called strike here to Dreiling, who grounded out to Henry Jamison against Turner Jamison in the second inning. Drawing a 2-for-3 effort yesterday with 2 runs, driving in 6 runs. Since this one to left field, it drops in fair territory, and a fly ball will pick up his 9th hit of the season against Fort Collins, and 13 at-bats gets the Larks their 3rd hit of the day, their 4th base runner. Dillon, after having 6 RBIs yesterday, is the leading guy on the Larks in terms of runs batted in. He has 39 of those puppies and picks up his 40th hit of the summer, his 18th single. Trailing 18 singles, 13 doubles, 3 triples, 6 home runs. 1 home run last night, 2 triples on Friday nights, racking up the extra base hits against Fort Collins. He's at first base with 1 away. Cade Brown comes the dish. 1 for 1 today, singling and inning number 2. Dreiling on a 12-game hitting streak. That is tied with Tyler LaRue for the longest hitting streak we've seen this season. It's the longest active one. He's 1 game above Palmer Hutchison and 2 games ahead of Garrett Gruhl. Gruhl out of the lineup tonight. Hutchison with a hit back in inning number 1. No balls, 2 strikes delivered to Brown. Miss outside 1-2. Brown's last game at the plate was on the 12th against the Cannons when he went 0 for 3. Cade with just 2 hits in the month of July for the Larks, but has now just played in 7 games this month as a hitter. Fly ball to right field. Turn around your momentum on the month and send a home run and get your team on the scoreboard. 1 single in the second, a home run in the 4th, 2-hit effort for CB. Home run number 3 of the year and on the career for Cade Brown. And just struck his 4th home run as a Lark. Brings home Dreiling for Dreiling's 36th run of the season. Brown scores his 13th. Dreiling breaks a tie with Jack Tarosian, now is in sole place of the team lead. Is a sole leader of the team lead.
The center fielder, number 1, Jack Tarosian.
1 away, 2-0 Larks, base is empty. Tarosian at the plate shows bunts. Lays it down, and the umpire is calling him out before he was even at first base. Must have done something wrong. Either way, he was thrown out trying to get in bunt hits.
Shortstop number 3, Austin Jaslov.
Two-way for Austin Jaslov, has the base paths open. He flew out to Jordan in left field in the second inning. Larks 4 hits today, 2 in this inning, have scored now 33 runs against Fort Collins as opposed to the Fox's 10. It was a 20-3 win last night for the Larks, who were looking like they were going to play a 9-inning contest, then all of a sudden put up 12 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning and route to their 10th run rule of 2022. Jamison from the windup, the 2-1 to Jazz Love. He lines to left field, and he will have his first hit of the ball game back in the hit column after going 0 for 2 yesterday. He was pinch hit before he could extend his 10-game hitting streak.
The catcher, number 7, Brady Evans.
Larks 5 hits today, 2 of them from Cade Brown, 1 from Hutch, 1 from Dreiling. Now 1 from Jaslov. Brady Evans to the plate. He led off the 3rd inning with a walk. Tanner Rice, courtesy, ran for him, got to second base, but was left there. Ground ball goes slowly to the right side. Henry Jamison will get to it and throw out Evans at first base to help out his brother Turner Jamison work out of the 4th inning. Larks get 2 from Cade Brown's home run to right field. To the 5th we go. Hayes up by a couple. Marshall back to the mound for his 5th inning of work. Fires in a first pitch strike to Cesar Galvan, who flew out to Hunter Rosson for the 2nd out of the 2nd inning. Swing and a miss, no balls, 2 strikes to the first baseman out of York College. I was kind of nervous in the bottom of the 4th inning after the first outs that Marshall would go 5 innings, qualify himself for a decision, but the Larks wouldn't get on the scoreboard and he'd be robbed of a win. It's happened to him already this season, but they get 2 on the scoreboard in the 4th inning. He's cruising here in the 5th, has thrown 4 scoreless innings, hasn't given up a hit since the 2nd inning. Will strike out back-to-back guys going back to the last inning and retire his 8th in a row.
The catcher, number 9, Landon Irvin.
His 3rd K of the day, number 29 this season. He's in second place in strikeouts behind Brady Rose, who has 36. Ground ball goes to LaRue. Very softly hit. Poor contact from Irvin. Marshall threw in a good pitch and got his second out of the fifth inning.
The third baseman, number 5, Connor Jeffers.
Normally, around this time in the contest, Larks have already changed a pitcher once, or at least have a guy in the bullpen, but with the way Marshall is cooking, why change anything? One hit through 4 2/3, a walk. Nobody has seen the base pass since the second inning, and he's just now hit the 50 pitch mark. Lights on here in Hayes. A wind moves from left to right across the field, but not strong enough to do anything to any fly balls. One ball, no strikes to Connor Jeffers, the third baseman out of Northeast Nebraska Community College. Ground ball to Jaslov. Marshall throws his third consecutive 1-2-3 inning and has retired 10 in a row. Keeps him scoreless for the fifth straight frame. Takes us to the bottom half of the fifth. Hayes up by 2. Bottom 5, Ben Ferenzi will lead off his second inning of the day. Shows bunt. Pops it foul. 0-1 will move the count. Ferenzi 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to Fleckner to start off the first inning. Struck out for the first out of the third inning with Brady Evans. Courtesy runner Rice at first base. He's hitting with the bases empty for the second time today, looking for his first hits. Ben this year has played in 27 games. 227 batting average with a 408 OBP. He's picked up 16 hits, 4 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. Driven in 17, scored 23. The 0-2 delivery to Ferenzi, a curveball at the letters. He sends to the third baseman Jeffers. Is thrown low, but Galvan gets down and gets it for the first out of the fifth inning. One away, bases empty for Hunter Rawson. Rawson 0 for 2 today with a couple of ground outs to Fleckner. I know Rawson was hoping for a 400 batting average this month. So far, he's hitting .313 in July. Sends this one on a high pop-up to the first base side. Henry Jamison calls off Galvan to the last seconds. And we'll get Rawson out for the third time today. And get the second out of the fifth inning.
The third baseman, Palmer Hutchinson.
Hutch at the plate. 1 for 2. Larks have not had a 1-2-3 inning at the plate today, but defensively they have had 3 in a row. They faced just 2 over the minimum for the first 5 innings thanks to Hunter Marshall. Marshall with those 3 1-2-3 innings in a row has now thrown 7 of the kind this season. That is second on the team behind only Brady Rose. 2-0 home to Hutch, misses the zone 3-0. Jameson on the mound, 4 2/3. He's given up 4 hits, 2 earned runs. 5 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk as well. It's a 3-hit 4th inning for the Larks. They've left a runner on in innings 1 through 4. I have nobody on here with a 3-1 delivery to Palmer Hutchison. He lines it to the backside of Jameson. It whizzes past him and gets Palmer Hutchison his second single of the day. 2-hit contest for Palmer Hutchison. Takes us to Tyler LaRue. Palmer Hutchison's 13th multi-hit contest this season. Pitch to LaRue, foul to the left side. LaRue at the plate, 0 for 2 today with a ground out, and he struck out looking on a tough payoff pitch in inning number 4. Oh, 1 grounded up the middle. It'll be his first hit of the day, and he comes through, and as the beverage batter gets the Larks fans what they want.
The remainder of the half inning, courtesy of Tyler LaRue and A Street Liquor.
6 straight games with the hits for Tyler LaRue. He puts 2 on with 2 out, back-to-back base hits for the Larks up the middle. Drawing at the plate already with a hit in today's contest. He scored on the Cade Brown home run in the 4th inning. In the 2nd inning, he grounded out to Henry Jameson. Lines this one hard to right field. It'll go over the wall and be a 3-run home run. It was a line drive. That is tough to do when it's that flat. You have to crank it. He barreled up and did just that. Home run number 7 for Dylan Dreiling this season. His 9th home run as a Lark. And picks up another home run against Fort Collins and a home run in yesterday's game and adds to it. Brings 3 home. He has 9 RBIs over the past 2 days. 10 against Fort Collins and 14 at-bats. You just cannot get this guy out. Hutchison scores. LaRue scores. Hayes up 5-0. That one had some exit velo on it. Not a very large launch angle, but it was enough. That is a talented left fielder that the Larks have. And it's crazy that he leading the Larks in OPS, home runs, runs scored, runs driven in. Yet he's the only Lark to never play a collegiate game. Just graduated from Hayes High a couple of months ago. Scores his 2nd run of the day. Number 37 this season. He now has 42 RBIs. Brown already has a home run of the day, sends this one to deep left field, but Jordan will make a play on it. Larks get 3 runs off of 3 hits and a home run from Dreiling. To the 6th inning we go. Hayes up by 5. Marshall will go out and work his 6th inning. Marsh back to the bump for the 6th inning. He'll face off against the bottom of the order, Matt Oberlander, the lone. Fox did not have 2 at-bats through innings 1 through 5. He saw Marshall once in the 3rd inning and grounded out on a 3-1 ground ball to the right side. 1-0 home. Marshall's fastball outside. 2-0 count. Marshall's retired 10 straight, has thrown 3 consecutive. 1, 2, 3 innings. Hasn't seen a hit or a base runner since the 2nd inning. Last year, on the 4th game of the season between the Foxes and the Larks. Well, first, I'll preface it by saying this is the 4th meeting between the Larks and the Foxes this season as Oberlander lines out. But last year in Game 4 between them, it was an 8-0 win for the Larks, and they had a guy named Hunter on the mound. It was Hunter Parker, not Hunter Marshall, but he threw a complete game shutouts. Hunter Marshall, through 5 1/3 today, has thrown a 1-hit shutout. 11 in a row retired for Marshall after this flyout to Terosian. Takes us to the top of the order. Henry Fleckner, the lone walk of the day. He started off the day at the top of the order with the walk. Since then, Marshall hasn't allowed a walk. He's given up just 1 hit. Fly ball on the first pitch to left field. 2 away. Man, I love when Marshall's pitching. Keeps that quick tempo, doesn't waste a ton of pitches, just goes out there, throws strikes, gets outs. Makes it much easier for me up here and gets everybody back home after the game quicker and makes the pace more enjoyable. 2 away for Tyler Rattal, who is 0 for 2 today. He grounded out to Jaslov in the 3rd for Renzi in the 1st inning. Marsh up in the count, no balls and a strike, and is immediately ready to go from the stretch. Gets the signs from his catcher, Evans. Larks bullpen has a couple guys standing up. They got Kobe Grimsley and Chris Echevarria, and I think Cam Walton's also up there. So is Preston Tabor, but none of them throwing. So the Larks are liking what they see out of the man from Keller, Texas. 0-2 home, he goes for the strikeout fastball, misses high and inside. 1-2. Tall at the plate. Batting 2nd in the order. Sends this one to his 3rd base coach and interim head coach with no Isaac Weinberg tonight, Ty Bupp. And last night, Attal batted 2nd, struck out once and went 1 for 4. 1-2 home from Marshall, grounded to the left side. Hutchison calls off Jaslove, and we'll have an E5. He ran right in front of Jazz, got the ball, and then on the transition from the glove to the hand, the ball just popped out of his grasp. So Marshall still isn't allowed to hit since the second inning, but it's the first base runner since then. It breaks a streak of 12 straight retired. Runner at first, 2 away. The first pitch home to Drew Norson, line to the left side and foul. The Larks up by 5 after scoring 3 runs in the last half inning. Due up in the bottom of the 6th, looking for more. Terosian, Jaslove, and Evans, 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Check over at first. That's all safe. Norson at the plate, 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts, 1 to Dreiling, 1 to Terosian. He's the right fielder at a dome. 0-2 counts, righty versus lefty matchup. Hunter Marshall looking for strikeout number 4 today. Struck out the last out of the 4th, the first out of the 5th. And we'll get strikeout number 4 right here on the 0-2 delivery. And we'll send us to the bottom of the 6th inning. Hayes up 5-0. Home half of the 6th. It's the 7-hole Terosian to lead things off. This is the lowest he's hit in the order this season. He is 0 for 2 today, looking for his first hits. All runs have been because of the 3 through 6 in the order. Hutchison, LaRue, and Brown with a run scored. Dreiling with 2 runs scored on 3 RBIs. Cade Brown with 2 runs driven in. All runs today because of home runs. Brown with a 2-run shot in the 4th. Dreiling with a 3-run shot in the 5th. 1-2 count to the center fielder from Omaha. This is game 3 of a 3-game series. Larks won the first 2 and won their 6th series of the season. We will take on the Colorado Tribe tomorrow. First pitch at 7:30. Game 1 of a 2-game series against a team made up of really almost entirely high schoolers. It's a 18U team with a couple of college guys on it, so should be fun for the Larks offense. I'm looking forward to it. 1-2, Terosian down on strikes. is now 0 for 3. He's the first out of the 6th inning. It's still Turner Jamison on the bump. Fort Collins doesn't have a ton of arms left, so we're going to keep going off of him. They do have a southpaw up in the bullpen. It's Austin Jaslove at the plates. And Jaslove's first delivery, he sends it on a line drive past Jeffers. It'll be his second hit of the contest. 2 for his last 2 with a couple of base hits. Larks' 9th hit of the day. They've scored 5 runs, left 4 on, and walked just once.
Catcher number 7, Brady Evans.
B. Evans to the box. Ferenzi on deck, Rawson in the hole for Hayes. This is the 3rd game of a string of 6 straights on 6 days at Larks Park. Pitch goes inside. Evans takes it off his elbow shield and will be at first base with a hit by pitch and have Tanner Rice run for him for a second time. Evans with his 3rd hit by pitch of the season. We will have a pitching change as a righty comes out of the bullpen. Not the southpaw. And it'll be a day for Turner Jamison. But don't go anywhere. We're going to talk about a guy we've talked about the past 2 games despite him not being at the park. It's Leo Geminian, who's been at the European Championships for the past few days. Him and his home country of France won this morning against Bulgaria. They are now 4-0. They beat Bulgaria 8-1. It was their first non-run rule game. Leo went 2 for 4 with 2 runs at the top of the order. Before that, it was a 15-2 win versus Ireland yesterday morning. They beat Bulgaria the day before that, 18-2 in Slovenia, 19-0 the day before that. Leo's been the leadoff hitter for France all 4 games. Gone 10 for 16 with 8 runs, driving in 7. Has a home run, 2 doubles, a .625 batting average, a 1.563 OPS, and he's stolen 3 bases. So he's been the leader for France, who just won Group B. And they will compete in September for a bid at the World Baseball Classic. Leo was tied for first at the European Championship with 10 hits. Was 3rd in average and runs. Led his home country of France in hits. 2nd on the team in runs, average, and stolen bases. What a great trip to Belgium for Leo Geminian, helping his home country out. Winning Group B, going 4-0 versus Ireland, Slovenia, and Bulgaria. Will be excited to have him back at the ballpark, but what a great series it was for our guy from St. Lo, France. Bottom of the 6th, top of the order. Jaslove at 2nd. Tanner Rice at first base. With 1 away, new pitcher of the game is Matt Peterman out of Oregon Tech. In a IA school in the Beaver State. He's a Denver native. He pitched against the Larks on Thursday, went 1 2/3, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, striking out 1. And the contest threw not a ton of pitches, just 18. This is his 3rd pitching appearance of the season. Pitched against the Rough Riders on the 27th of June. Picked up the loss, didn't get an out. Gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs. 2 balls and a strike to Ben Ferenzi. 0 for 3 today at the top of the order, with a ground out to Fleckner and Jeffers, and a strikeout in the 3rd inning. Turner Jamison goes 5 1/3, gives up 9 hits, 5 earned runs, strikes out 3, walks 1. 2 of those 9 hits, home runs, pop fly into center field. Racing forward with a tall, he pump fakes Jaslove back to second base. Rice goes back to first base. Ferenzi out number 2 of the 6th. To Hunter Rawson, due for a hit. 0 for 3 today with 2 ground outs and a pop-up. 2 away, 2 on in the 6th inning. Hayes looking to score a run in their 3rd straight inning. They haven't gone scoreless since the 3rd. They went scoreless in innings 1, 2, and 3. But they scored 2 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. Fort Collins has been scoreless through 6 innings. Larks have a right-handed pitcher up and warming up in the pen, but I kind of want to see Marshall's day on the mound come to an end with the way he's been working. 0-1 count to Rawson. Larks with a hit. It was a base hit from Jaslove and a hit by pitch off of Evans in this inning. Brady Evans had Tanner Rice courtesy run for him in the 3rd inning. He's having him do it again in the 6th inning. Oh, 1 home. Hard ground ball to third base. Jeffers tries to tag Jaslove, but Jaslove gets around it, but his throw to first in time. Rawson frustrated, and you can't blame him. Hit that one really well, but it was just right at their third baseman. Is now 0 for 4. Larks leave 2 on the base paths in the 6th inning and go scoreless for the first time since the 3rd.
Your anger is misplaced, and I'm gonna tell you. Don't hate me 'cause I get attention. Don't turn me into what I'm not. I have to be me 24/7, and I ain't never gonna stop. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no, no. No, oh, oh, and I ain't never gonna stop. Come on. Listen to me. I've tried so many times to tell you this is as good as I can be. Why isn't it enough to be faithful and also be the hit of the party? Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me, and everyone can see your anger is misplaced, and I'm gonna tell you. Don't hate me 'cause I get attention. Don't turn me into what I'm not. I have to be me 24/7, and I ain't never gonna stop. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Never gonna stop. No, 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 no.
Top of the 7th, Cam Walton to the mound. This is his first appearance since July 3rd. He went out, had a long chat with Keith Harper before going to the mound between innings. Then had his warm-up pitches interrupted by the playing of God Bless America. First appearance in 13 days. He pitched against the Rough Riders on Sunday, July 3rd, through a third of an inning. No hits, no runs, no walks. Injured his arm, and we thought Cam was going back to Texas to go home for the summer because we thought it'd be done. And there's even some worries from some guys on the team that he might not be able to throw in New Mexico this year, but got some good news. Arm recovered better than we thought. Injury wasn't as bad as the concerns were, and he is able to throw. Cool moment at the ballpark to have Cam back. All things are right here at the ballpark, and he fires in a first pitch out to Henry Jameson. It was now 0 for 3. Final numbers from Hunter Marshall. A great game, setting himself up for his second win of the season. 6 innings, gives up 1 hit, 1 walk, no runs, leaves 2 on the base paths. 1 hit, 1 walk, no runs through 6 innings, and throws just 67 pitches. 72% strikes on the day. The 1-1 from Walton will miss the zone against Brendan Jordan. Jordan 0 for 2 today, striking out against Marshall in the 4th, popping up to Jaslove in the 2nd. 2-1 gets cranked to high left field. Dylan Dreiling keeps moving back. He's on the warning track, reaches up, stops himself before the wall, makes a great catch in left field. He's had a great offensive series, had a great defensive series as well. Had an outfield assist earlier this series at left field, and man, what a string of games Dylan Dreiling's putting together. 2 away for Cam Walton and his 10th outing of the season. 10th appearance for Cam Walton. He's thrown out 17 innings, 8 appearances in relief. He's given up 16 hits, 8 earned runs, striking out 24 guys. 1-0 to Cesar Galvan. He sends it to the backstop. Larks have another right-handed pitcher up. I can't tell who it is, can't read a number, can't see a face, but I can see the pitching form, and I believe that's Chris Echevarria just by the way his stance is set and his delivery home. Walton not messing around here in this game. 0-2, or 1-2. Most guys would have just been like, well, it's summer ball, I'll go home, rest my arm, get ready for the season, but Walton got that dog in him. The 1-2 lined past Jaslove. Almost had out number 3. Instead it goes into left center field. And will be a 2-out base hit for Cesar Galvan. The first hits of the day for Fort Collins since the 2nd inning. Landon Irvin to the box. He is 1 for 2 today. He singled in the 2nd. Grounded out to LaRue, a 3-1 ground out in the 5th inning. Two away, the first pitch inside is high, 1-0 counts. 2 for Hayes after the 7th inning stretch. Hutch, LaRue, and Dreiling, 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Those 3 guys have scored a combined 4 runs. Ground ball hard to Hutchison. What a good reaction. His throw across the diamond will pull LaRue off the bag, but LaRue tags a sliding Irvin. And we get our third out of the 5th inning. What a good defensive outing it is from the Hayes natives, Dreiling and Hutchison. And then Cam Walton works a 4-batter 7th inning, his first outing in 13 days, and makes his appearance known back at Larks Park. Hayes leads by 5. Matt Peterman back to the mound for his second inning of work. He'll face off against Palmer Hutchison to get the second half of the seventh going. Hutch 2 for 3 today with 2 singles. Single with 2 outs in the first inning, and then singled with 2 outs in the fifth inning, part of a 2-out fifth inning rally. Then he scored on the Dylan Dreiling home run on a liner to right field. Hutchison LaRue singled with 2 outs, and then Dreiling brought him home. Good 2-out rally for the Larks. Larks to the first 6 innings, 9 hits, a walk, 5 runs. They left 6 on the base paths. 1-1 count to Palmer Hutchison. Hutchison on an 11-game hitting streak after his pair of hits. Pitch looked like it was going to hit him and misses inside. Peterman threw 2/3 of an inning. In the 6th, replacing Turner Jameson, got a pop out of Ferenzi and a ground out of Rawson. 2-1 home in the zone, called strike. LaRue on deck, Dreiling in the hole for Hayes. This is the Larks' 4th time through the order. We're at the 3-hole. 2-2 outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody outs, nobody on. Larks went scoreless in the 6th inning despite bringing 5 to the plate and getting a single out of Jaslov and a hit by pitch out of Evans. (3-2) inside. Hutchison will be aboard for the 3rd time today. 2 singles and a walk. That is Palmer's 13th walk of the summer. As a Lark, that is career walk number 55. 13th of the season, 55 in his career. Runner at first, nobody out for LaRue, who singled and scored in the 5th inning. Opposite field action. Could it be an Oppo Taco? It won't go over the wall, but it'll be off the ads on the wall, and he will slide into second safely with a no-out double. Sends Hutchison to third. The fans loving their beverage batter tonight. They're happy with his performance, and his parents get to watch him have a big double in the 7th inning and put 2 in scoring position with nobody out for a guy who already has 3 RBIs today. It's Dylan Dreiling, 2 for 2 with a single and a home run, 9 RBIs in the past 2 days for Dylan Dreiling. Dreiling 42 RBIs this season. Had 13 RBIs in 2021 for the Larks, 9 RBIs in 2020. So before this season, through 24 games, he had 22 RBIs. This year, he almost laughs at that. Through 27 games, 42 RBIs. 64 career ribbies for Dreiling. Broken bat here. We'll have to get Dreiling a new one. BBL walks out the dugout, gives Dreiling a couple of options. He ends up taking the one that Cade Brown was working with in the hole. Actually, Brown on deck. Terosian's the one in the hole. So Brown swinging a fresh bat on the on-deck circle. Dreiling working with CBs. He has 2 in scoring position. His former teammate at Hayes High and Palmer Hutchison at third base. And the Houston Baptist Husky, LaRue at second. Oh, 1 line drive to the backstop. 0-2 shows the scoreboard here in Hayes. Larks with no Andy Luton tonight, so Keith Harper's the first base coach for the Larks. And has done a good job manning that spot. Frank Leo at third base like always. 0-2 home, fastball outside, a ball and 2 strikes. Brown on deck, Terosian in the hole. This is Dylan's 94th at-bat of the summer, and his previous 93, 41 hits. He waits a long time on an off-speed, is late on the swing, sends it to the Larks bullpen. One ball, 2 strikes to Dylan Dreiling here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Larks up by 5, but they are threatened to score more. Time is called. We're going to have a big gap between pitches. Still Peterman on the bump. His second outing against the Larks this season. One-two home. It gets away from Irvin, but he does a nice job of blocking it in a way that doesn't allow it to get too far from him. So Hutchison stays at third. LaRue stays at second. Infield in, the 2-2 from Peterman to Dreiling. Chops to the right side. Jamison reaches up and gets it. Make sure the runners stay where they're at. Dreiling will be out for the first time since the 2nd inning. Blame the new bats. Cade Brown to the box, 2 for 3 today with a home run, a single, and his 2 hits. Scored and drove in 2 in the 4th inning after his home run. 1 away, 2 in scoring position for the Oklahoma Sooner. Late on the swing, 0-1. Third game of this 3-game series. Larks won it yesterday, 20-3, winning the series. They're up 2-0 in the home series, and are up in the season series, 2-1. Fort Collins looking for the season split. Larks looking for the season win. Fly ball to right field again for Cade Brown. Norson's looking up. The 2nd home run of the day for Cade Brown. And he touches them all again, brings home 2 this time. It is 8-0 Larks. Both home runs from Brown to right field. It is his 4th home run of the season. He has to celebrate his first multi-home run game as a Lark. Now 5 RBIs and 2 runs scored on the day. Hutchison scores his 2nd. LaRue scores his 2nd. This 3 through 6 part of the order been so dangerous tonight. Dreiling 2 runs, LaRue 2 runs, 2 from Dreiling and 2 from Brown. Those 4 have scored all 8. Dreiling's driven in 3. Brown has driven in 5. All RBIs and runs scored off of home runs. Are 2 runs away from another run, or 2 runs away from another run rule. Easier said than done, though. A couple of guys head to the bullpen for Fort Collins. Peterman allows his first home run of the season. Cade Brown's 4th home run of the season. Before that home run in the 4th inning, he hadn't hit a home run since June 10th against the Game Day Saints. Fly ball to deep left field. Could it be back-to-back home runs? It won't. Terosian's fly ball goes off the bottom of the wall. He gets his first of the day. It's a one-out double, and he's in scoring position with one away. Terosian now on a 6-game hitting streak after that one.
The shortstop, number 3,
Jaslove to the box, 1-1. Shows a scoreboard. That is a no balls, no strikes. Counts right now, 1 away. Terosian at second base. If Jaslove could score in this inning, and Terosian also scores, game is over in 7. One ball, no strikes to Jaslove, who was 2 for 3 today with 2 singles. Larks with 3 hits this inning, a couple of doubles and a home run. LaRue with a double, Terosian with a double, Brown with the home run. Palmer Hutchison also walked. Lone outs of the inning was the Dylan Drawling ground out to the second baseman, Henry Jamison. Larks with 12 hits today, 2 walks. They've scored 8 runs and left 6 on. Austin Jaslove, 29th game playing for the Larks this summer. He leads the team with 49 hits. A 1-1. Almost his own, 2 balls and a strike. Evans on deck for Renzi in the hole. Every once time, he wants to have a chat with Peterman. Jaslove this year against Fort Collins, 4 for 9. With 3 singles, a double, a run scored, and 3 runs driven in. Sends this one to center field. Atal's been punished for playing in earlier in this series. Is going to have it happen to him again. He dives for it. It drops past him, rolls to the warning track to the wall. Jack Terosian scores. Austin Jaslove has his 3rd triple of the season, tying Dylan Drawling for the team lead. Drawling with 2 triples in this series. Jaslove gets his first. It's a 3-hit ball game for Jaslove. Yet another multi-hit effort for him. Terosian scores from second and puts the Larks up by 9. If the Larks can get Jaslove home from third, they will walk it off. A run rolling the Fort Collins Foxes in the 7th inning. 9-zip Larks. Brady Evans to the plates. Atal is playing to the left field side of second base because it was a right-handed hitter. And Jaslove took it opposite field. And if that one is fair, it is trouble. Instead, it is off the lights on the left side of the field. Jordan caught it off the lights in left field. Evans 0 for 1 today with a hit by pitch and a walk. Oh, 1 count. Jaslove just picked up his 32nd RBI. Terosian scores his 36th run. Larks are now outscoring Fort Collins 40-10 in the 4 meetings between them this season. Assuming things hold out, Larks will get their 5th sweep of their season and win their 7th straight home game, their 3rd straight game in general. 1-1 to B. Evans, infield playing in. He swings into center field. A tall runs back. Regardless if it's caught or not, Jaslov will be able to score on it. It drops in the grass. Brady Evans will walk us off. Off the base, it could have had more, but with the run rule happening, no reason to use the legs more than you have to. Larks win it 10-0 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Larks get to celebrate. They only needed 1 out to win it here in the 7th inning. Evans picks up his first hit of the day, brings home Jaslov his first run. Run scored from 3 through 8 in the order, an RBI from Evans and Jaslov, 3 from Dylan Dreiling, and 5 from Cade Brown. Larks will win it 10-0. They sweep the Fort Collins Foxes in the 3-game set in Hayes. They are now 7 of 1 against Fort Collins the past 2 years. Dreiling and Brown with big gains, but you can't forget about what Hunter Marshall gave the Larks. 6 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, no runs. He strikes out 4, picks up his 2nd win of the season. Larks now 26-7 on the season, 19-3 in Rocky Mountain Baseball League action. In 2nd place, 1 game back. Foxes fall to 5-18 on the season, 5-17 in league play, and 8th place now tied with the Rough Riders, 15 games back. They have lost 9 straight league games and haven't won since the 7th. The Larks win another one. They're sweeping their 5th series. We will see tomorrow night where they will take on the Colorado Tribe for game 1 of 2. First pitch at 7:30 p.m. Central Time right here at Larks Park. It is a non-league contest. Both games will be non-league, but hey, let's enjoy this one tonight. You get a quick game thanks to Hunter Marshall's tempo and the bats run rolling. Hayes wins it 10-zip. Marshall 2-0. Walton throws 1 inning and gets us to the bottom of the 7th where the bats take over. This has been Carson Ackerman on the call. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night, and we will see you tomorrow. First pitch at 7:30 as your Larks take on the Colorado